Jeffrey Epstein was found dead this morning at 6:30 a.m. And obviously, some people are cheering. I'm not one of the people that's necessarily cheering because I wanted him to actually start naming names and naming how he's connected to certain individuals. Me personally, I don't believe that this is a good thing. Some people may believe it, but I don't personally believe it is. Now, I'm going to go back a few weeks ago and talk about Ron DeSantis and one of the things that he had did over in Florida, which I thought was excellent. Hey, right, girl, good to see you this morning. And he goes on to say about Ron DeSantis. It says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has ordered a state criminal probe into the handling of the investigation into registered sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, according to the Miami Herald. The investigation will focus on the actions of Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the former Palm Beach state attorney. Epstein in 2008 pleaded guilty to these acts of soliciting minors, but under a plea deal with then U.S. Attorney and now former U.S. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, served only 13 months and was allowed to spend 12 hours a day outside of jail. Okay, privileged sheriff. Okay, and then it just goes on and on and on. So I'm going to pause right there. So what I want to try to point to you guys are, this was not good. We needed him to be alive. Hopefully there was information that was carried, that was collected, and through this information possibly they can use this. Now, I did go on to say, I was reading the Hill this morning, that they are going to go and still pursue a civil case. Okay, then the guy went on to say that so that can bring some wholeness, but to me personally, that's not going to bring anything whole when a person has been abused, and Lord knows how these individuals ended up on that island. Now let's go backtrack. I don't know if any of you guys, I really don't talk about QAnon on this channel because I try to stay away from clickbait things, and normally I don't do stories like this because just everyone's doing it, and I'm just not into the clickbait thing. I like to stay focused in my own lane and what I'm doing, but I'm only talking about this because this is related to globalism. Okay, so we have a lot of major global individuals, very powerful people, former presidents and things like that, that are connected within his books. Okay, but what we need, see, the argument's going to be when they go to court, when they look at these books, it's going to basically be the book's word against their word. See, now they can go and say, well, he just wrote my name in there for whatever reason. So I don't know. And then we have to go back and look at the island. I don't know if you guys know, but one thing that he did at his island, there were different tunnels and caves and whatnot there, and he had them all filled with cement. What was going on right there? Did he just didn't want the cement? I mean, he just didn't want the tunnels there anymore, or was he covering up evidence? We will find out. I'm just going to say like this. This right here, this case right here is very significant. It's really going to let us know how far along are we in our society, far as will there ever be justice of major powerful individuals being taken down, or are we so far down the road that nothing is going to happen? Hey, it's good to see you, Jervis. I gave you one of those little wrenches, Jervis. So I got it in there. So I just wanted to get that across to you guys and try to make this video as quick as possible, and where this is all going to lead to. I personally believe they need to continue to do however much investigation as they can. I don't know why they didn't have this man in a special cell and have certain people watching him 24/7. I personally believe that, I don't know if I can believe that he committed suicide. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that, but I just don't believe that. I have to take the side of some of the people in the QAnon movement. Like I said, I don't really get into that, but because that's just not my thing. One thing about me, if you know me, I refuse to just, on this channel, to just talk about things just to get clickbait, just to get a bunch of hits. That's not what I'm about, because I'm going to stand judging for every idle word that proceeds out of my mouth. If it's not coming from my heart, I'm not going to speak it. Now, I'm going to transition back to the early 2000s. There was a gentleman by the name of Terry Bennett who operates in this realm of gives prophetic words, much like Mark Taylor. And their prophecies I'm going to be discussing hopefully very soon. It is on YouTube, Terry Bennett's prophecy back in 2000, and he wrote it down even before everything happened. He talked about the collapse back in 2008, and he said back then that we're on a 21-year cycle going into Mark Taylor and his prophecies and whatnot there. I'm just going to say this right now. Looking at the two, they're both coming to pass, but I'm going to say this right now. We have to stay vigilant, and we have to continue to pray in order to see some other key elements come to pass that we would like to see, such as many of these elite criminals. If you're not praying about this on a daily basis, then you must not really want to see these individuals be taken down, because that's the only way it's going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen by us complaining. It's not going to happen by us writing out funny memes, things like that. That's all good and all, but if you're not actually putting your feet to the plow, number one, praying. Number two, going out there and exposing this stuff to the parts of the people, doing everything that you can to open up eyes to see this stuff. And then when we can, if there's out there like going on, like what they're trying to do out here in California, they're trying to recall the governor, things like that, and you're not getting involved in signing it, you're not going to see these extremely powerful people be taken down. So with that being said, really be vigilant and get involved. Like I said, when I got into doing this right here and transitioned into doing this type of work there, well, actually I've been doing it before, but coming on YouTube and sharing this information, it was to awaken you in your community, in your areas, and get your feet out there. People, we are the new media, okay? And the only way that we are going to see this stuff really start to change the hearts and minds of people, you're gonna have to start taking a chance, and you're going to have to start having information on hand. Either you write it down yourself, or you find some information that's simple for someone to read, that they can read it within 5 minutes, because these people are not going to go away. Okay? It's a reason why they've been in office 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. There is a reason why they've been there. And if you want to partner with God, the way you're going to have to partner with God, number one, prayer. Number two, getting directions from Him. Number three, things like that. Finding individuals that are that have made a stake in the ground, and they are progressing into bringing these types of individuals down. Then you're going to see change come to your communities, and you'll see these powerful elites begin to fall. Now, I did say at the end of the prophecy that at the 28-year cycle that the New World Order would fail. Currently, right now on that clock, we are at 9 years away from that. But like I said, if you're going to clean out the hornet's nest that's within your area, you're going to have to team up with other people, walk in prayer, unity, love, and peace, and do everything that you can to take these individuals down, because they are not going to go quietly, people. They're going to fight with everything they have to stay in power. These people lust for power, okay? And they desire to enslave you and to dominate your life. It's good to see everyone here this morning. I see that we have Linda, we have Darren. Let me see what else that we have here. Let me see, it's not popping up. But anyway, everyone that's come in, DM, all of you guys, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to close this right here. I'm going to continue on with my next video talking about the chip in the brain, all those sorts of things like that. But I just wanted to get this out of this real quick live stream out. Guys, if we're going to see change in our communities, you had better get involved, because these people know how to get out of trouble. They have stacked the court systems. They have stacked every possible place that can help them slippery slide themselves out. They know how to play their position and how to play their role. You better know how to make sure that you're playing your position and your role. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.